Swope said it. Today I have my great uncle Hardell on. Thanks again, Uncle Hardell, for speaking with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Uncle Hardell.
Okay, my name is Hardo Thomas. I was raised, I was born Hardy. I'm named after my father, but I was born under the nurse midwifery program, and the midwife filled out the application for birth certificate. She made the HARDIL. She made the E long enough to look like an L, and it came out Hardo. And I didn't know that change until I came into the military. So I came all the way through till I was 18 years old before I found out that my name was Hardell Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the oldest of my father's 5 children. He was married to Josephine Fisher. The oldest daughter is Liz. I'm next, Robert Lee, Josie, and Ora.
Mm-hmm.
We were raised in Coahoma County in a little town called Jonestown, Mississippi. I was born in 1945.
Okay. So tell me about being raised in Jonestown, Mississippi.
Well, my father was a sharecropper. A sharecropper is you live on a white man's plantation and you share in the cost of raising the crop, and he worked on half. Whatever the cost was, they split it half half. They're supposed to, but it never turned out that way.
Mm-hmm.
We we raised cotton, uh, we raised corn, we raised hogs, we raised cows, and that's how we made our living. Chopping cotton, picking cotton, chopping corn, picking corn. We chopped cotton for $3 a day, chopped corn for $2.50 a day. My father worked as a tractor driver, made $5 a day.
Right. Now, is that what you took home? Now, how much did you take home?
We took, we never took home. My father worked year round. He never brought home more than $10, $15 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And we would chop cotton. We have to chop our field, and then we hired ourselves out. We never made more than $30 during the summer chopping cotton because whenever it rained, you couldn't chop. So there were days when we would only make $2, $3 a day, or $2 or $3 a week. Maybe we chop 2 days, make $6, and they take out for Social Security. And so you didn't ever bring home a whole $15 a week. My mother was very sickly, and most of the time, uh, the majority of our money went to buy my mama's prescription. Nevertheless, we never was hungry. We always had a car. We always had plenty of food and always had clothes to wear. My father was a minister, but he never made a lot of money as a minister. I remember he ran revival for a whole week and made $1.50. But he had a trust in God, and God took care of us.
Mm-hmm. Now, whose plantation was it?
The name of the plantation was Kirk Haynes, Kirkhayned.
Mm-hmm.
It's Hayns.
Mm-hmm. And that's who was over the plantation.
That's who owned the plantation. Uh, he owned a large plantation. He was one of the largest plantation owners in the Delta of Mississippi. You had Sheriff, you had Haynes, London, Pete Williams, King and Anderson. These were large cotton farmers. That's all they raised was cotton.
How many families, different black families were on the land?
On the Kirkane place, we lived on what they call the rising place, and it was 15, 20 families that worked about 800 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have electricity on our land, on our place until the 1960s. And
Y'all
we
didn't have
had
a light. Y'all didn't have electricity until 1960s.
we didn't have electricity until 1960. And the reason why we had electricity then, we moved. Kirk Hayne had a large plantation, but he didn't own all of the land. A lot of the land he leased, and we lived on what we call a lease section of his land, and he didn't do anything like put electricity in the houses because he didn't own the land, and so he knew he was going to give it up in a certain amount of years, and so after a house became vacant on the land that he owned, we moved in that house in 1960, and that house had electricity in it.
Okay. So what made him upgrade y'all to a house with electricity?
My father asked to be moved to a place where it had electricity because he said my kids are getting big and they want to watch television and they want some modern thing, want air ice refrigerator, fans and stuff like that. And we were getting big. We had need lights to steady and typewriters and stuff like that. And so once a house became available on the land that he owned, he moved us into it.
Okay. So you didn't have a television until you were about 15,
I didn't have a television. I was 12, 13.
12, 13. So what did y'all do for? Since you didn't have a refrigerator, what did y'all used to do for the food?
Well, we had an ice box, but for our pork, we salted it down. We killed the hog in the wintertime and put put it in salt, and the salt will preserve the meat all during the winter and on through the summer portion. We would take it up and smoke it, and you could smoke the meat. You could last for 2 or 3 months. I mean, 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but as for the beef, we only bought the beef on a Saturday, and when Mama would cook it, but we didn't try to preserve the beef. And the other, like rabbit, uh, squirrels, and things like that, we killed them and we ate them the same day.
But the pig meat, the pork lasted a long time.
The pork, you kill the hog during during the winter months, most time in the early part of December. When you kill it, you salted it down that same day, and it stays salted down and for the rest of the winter. And the ham you would take up in the first part of January, and you would smoke it, and it could last for 2 or 3 years once you smoked it.
But beef don't last like that.
You don't salt down beef. You freeze it.
Mm-hmm.